great honor to be here. It's a great honor to be invited here today. You know, I run 8 units all over New York City, and I'm privileged. And I'm in my 24th year with the New York City Police Department, and now I really get to make the difference that I always wanted to make. And there's no greater feeling for a police officer than to actually make a difference. And you know, it's events like this that really spark everything that I enjoy doing. And so again, I want to say thank you so much, Manny, for allowing me to come here and speak to you guys. Well, for the past 2 years, I've been assigned as the commanding officer of the Community Outreach Division, which is part of the Community Affairs Bureau. And as I said, I run 8 different units. I run a geographical unit in every borough. I also run the Immigration Outreach Unit. And I also, the crown jewel though, to me, is my Clergy Liaison program. Okay? I get to interact with every religion, every denomination, every faith that makes up New York City. And let me tell you something, it gets a little crazy sometimes trying to work out all the little kinks, because every religion has their own little kinks that you have to understand and appreciate. And with my guys, I bring them everywhere I go, you're going to find my guys with me. And one of the reasons why I do that is because I want them to experience everything that I'm experiencing as well. When I first got here, I was given the task of rewriting the Clergy Liaison program. And I finished that, and I submitted that, and it's going through channels right now, and hopefully Commissioner Shea will be signing off on that very, very soon. For anyone who doesn't know anything about the Clergy Liaison program, it was a program that was designed back in 1991, and it was born out of the Crown Heights riots, when the NYPD realized that we didn't have any real communication with people with boots on the ground. And one of the things that we learned real fast is that the best way of dealing with community relations is by talking to the religious leaders. And why is that? Because you guys are the ones that can actually spread word and people are going to listen to. We can actually communicate now on levels that we've never seen before. And if my program goes through, which it looks like it's probably going to, we're going to be able to do this on a borough-wide scale instead of just a precinct-wide scale. And it's going to allow people to give religious education, and that's the terminology I use in this program, all over New York City. And because one of the things that I just learned out of that last speech was I caught about 4 or 5 words, but the bottom line is, you know, to interact with all different groups, you learn why it's so important to everybody. You know your religion better than anybody, and when you guys come out and teach us what your religion is, we can avoid police and community conflicts, because a lot of things happen that some cops might not know about. You know, I'll give you just a great little example. Friday afternoons, okay? It's a great time when a brand new cop coming from Long Island, just like I was 24 years ago. I did have Jewish friends, but they weren't exactly the way that some people in this room are. And I'll tell you, if I had only known, if someone had actually only taught me a little bit more, okay, about why it's so important to understand some of the little nuances of people's religions, okay, this is what makes community and the police so important, that we interact. Now, I'm going to go back a little ways. I'm going to go back to 1826. Right, so Robert Peel, who was basically the founder of modern-day policing, he wrote a huge essay on what it meant to be a police officer. And I'm not going to go through the entire thing, because I don't have the entire thing memorized, but I got some of it memorized. And one of the lines that he wrote that stands out to me, that was so important, was that he wrote, "The police are the community, and the community is the police. Without each other working in cooperation and in unison, no communities can survive." That's why, again, these meetings like this are so important to all of us. This January, a special event happened for the NYPD. We got a brand new commissioner, Commissioner Dermot Shea. And Commissioner Shea, I happen to know, I've known the guy for a long time. And I have the utmost confidence in him as both a leader and as a cop. And one of the things that he recently did was he appointed a deputy commissioner to oversee what's now called community partnerships. Okay, and what this is all about was he took the Community Affairs Bureau and collaborative policing and kind of combined them together under one roof. And then he also added an extra little component, which is going to be called our youth strategies. Every precinct in New York City is right now going to have a minimum of 2 youth coordinating officers. These officers are going to be designed to do basically everything there is to know about the youth, the ones that are causing all the problems, as well as the ones that are doing good. And we're going to combine these things and we're going to try and push things forward. Now, why am I telling you all this? Well, one of the reasons why we're having a lot of hate crimes that we had last year, especially in the Brooklyn area, was our youth. Our youth was doing things that we didn't like, obviously many people didn't like, and so the commissioner heard everyone's concerns, and he turned out and he created brand new divisions, brand new bureaus, brand new overheads, including a deputy commissioner spot in response to all of these things. And right now, the youth coordinating officers, if anyone's familiar with the neighborhood policing model that we're operating on right now, we have what are called neighborhood coordinating officers, okay, or NCOs. Right? And basically, these youth coordinators are going to be the same thing as an NCO, but just strictly based off of youth. And I said they're going to know everything about the youth, and we're really hoping that this is going to help drive down and minimize, especially hate crimes from occurring. Our juvenile rooms are getting an upgrade all in every precinct in New York City, which is going to be a little more welcoming. We're not looking to arrest everybody. Okay, we are not looking to arrest everyone, because not everyone should be arrested. Some people need other ways of doing things. The people that should go to jail, we're going to do our best to keep in jail, and the ones that don't, we're going to do our best to get them educated and then and move on. We also have a thing that's called activity spaces that's going to be going on. We're looking to open up about 100 or so of these all throughout New York City. We're looking for people to partner with. We also have a brand new website that's going out right now. It's basically going to be youthstrategy.nypd.org. And what that is, if anyone has an open space or an idea or a concept of how to engage in youth, okay, and you want to partner with us and donate some space, that's really what we're looking for, is space and ideas, where we can bring youth into, okay? Go onto that website, okay? First of all, mention my name, okay? And you get a free phone call back if you mention my name. I may even call you back and say thank you. But what we're looking to do right now is we're looking to partner again with the community and get the kids off the streets, bring them into an environment where we can teach them something, whether it be sports, whether it be activities, whether it be a trade. We just recently opened up a state-of-the-art community center, the first ever, run by the NYPD. And it's out in Brooklyn. It's on 127 Pennsylvania Avenue. We have everything from flight simulators inside there, where kids can now, for free, get training in order to start their career if they want to become pilots. Okay, we have everything from judo classes. We have, we have all sorts of youth activities inside. We also have a huge open space if anyone was to need that as well. We can accommodate anything in order to help out, with the community. Take advantage of it if you ever have a need to do so. As I said earlier, I'm blessed with going out and speaking to people of all faiths. I have stood in Hindu temples. I've spoken at mosques. I've spoken at beautiful cathedrals. I've even visited a couple Buddhist temples as well. And one of the funny things is that no matter how different religions might want to seem on the surface, everyone has the same concerns. Every religious group, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, have the same concerns. Everyone wants their youth to live in a world free of hatred and violence. Everyone has a fear that someday their house of worship might get attacked. And everyone wants New York City to be free of religious hatred and racial hatred as well. And again, we've heard these concerns. I brought a lot of these concerns back with me. And as of today, I'm happy to say that hate crimes are now down from last year. Okay? I'll give you some numbers. I don't know if anyone really wants to hear this. It's not CompStat right here, but basically, last year at this time we had 61 hate crimes reported. This year we have 54. I know it's only a little bit of a difference, but it's going in the right direction. And anti-Semitism is also down 15% for the year. Where we had 39 reports last year, and this year we have 33. Again, not a huge difference, but it's going in the right direction. I'm also very happy to say, and don't take this the wrong way, but almost all of the anti-Semitic hate crimes that we had last year were involving property crimes, meaning mostly graffiti. Okay, most of them with a drawing of a swastika. Now, at least it's not on person. At least the violence isn't there. But the troubling thing, and the reason why we take all these things so seriously, is the fact that what does a swastika mean? Swastika is a symbol of hate. It's a symbol of power. It's a symbol of everything anti what New York stands for. Our hate crimes task force goes out. They investigate a swastika the same as they would a brutal assault. Every person who is arrestifiable will be arrested by our hate crimes task force. They had an amazing year last year. I work hand in hand with them. As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with Inspector Molinari, who runs the hate crimes task force. I speak to him 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I didn't answer my calls anymore, but that's okay. As a matter of fact, as I was sitting here, he was emailing me all sorts of different stuff. And just so everyone knows, I was also tasked with writing an education portion for hate crimes to educate the masses in New York City. I am happy to say that I'm almost done with that program, and that will be going through channels probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's an innovative, kind of an outside-the-box type of way of doing things. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to educate people that hate crimes is not a joke. This isn't fun. And anyone who gets caught is going to be held accountable for this. Okay, as many mentioned, okay, I sit on the mayor's hate crimes committee right now. We had a nice little subcommittee today, and we're talking about different ways of how we can bring education, how we can bring all the different city agencies together so that we can actually make a difference. Again, the numbers are going in the right direction. We want to keep them going in the right direction, but we need everyone's help in order to make that possible. Some of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about is remaining vigilant. Everyone, we've been asking everybody for many, many years, if you see something, say something. That was the biggest thing after 9/11. I was at 9/11. I know all about what happened there. We have been saying this for a long time. It still holds true today. You must remain vigilant. In every one of these speeches that I go to, and if you've heard this speech before, I always say the same thing. Preparedness is the most important thing that anyone can do. Now, do I have any rabbis in the room here? A couple? Even there? Listen, preparedness shouldn't start when you're watching on TV of a terrorist attack, or when you hear of a threat going out. It's already too late at that point in time. You should always start preparing. You should have started preparing when you first walked in, but if you didn't, it's okay. You must start now. I don't want to scare anyone, because right now, knock on wood, hopefully we're still in a very good state here in New York, and we are in a good state here in New York, but the bottom line is you need to be prepared. Okay? Now, if anyone doesn't know, there's federal grant money that you guys can get. Every house of worship, okay, can apply for a $75,000 grant in order to improve your security systems. This all starts with a security survey from the NYPD. Contact your local precinct, ask the crime prevention officer to come by. It's a 26-page report that we're going to do, all about your house of worship. You should get one done every year, whether you're applying for this or not. All of your problems might be. They're probably going to have to go back for a couple days. They're probably going to want to go during your highest day. so that they can see how everyone interacts, how people walk in, how people are praying, where are all the problems going to be. Okay, we might say the lighting isn't good, your cameras aren't located in the right spot. You should have better doors, you should have better windows. Okay, and a lot of this can be funded through federal grants. Those are not true. Might come as a surprise to some people. Okay, but when something goes viral, okay, it doesn't mean that it's true. One of my jobs, and this is the part that stinks the most about my job, is when something goes viral and it really isn't true. My phone starts to ring. I don't know how many stars it's going to be on the other line. It could be 3, 4, 5 stars. And the first thing they tell me is, Paul, do something about this. I'm going to tell you right now, the Jewish neighborhoods, the Jewish communities have the best way of spreading information. And through my clergy liaisons, I am able to easily diffuse falsities relatively quickly. But you have to always remember, as I said, don't believe everything that you see on social media, because it's not always true. If anyone doesn't know, every precinct has a community council. I highly recommend everyone going to these things. That's where you're going to find out where all the problems are in your community. You're going to hear the concerns. You also get to know your precinct commander better. And it's never a bad thing to know your precinct commander, because they can do wonderful things for you. Your auxiliary units, we're always looking to recruit auxiliaries into. We always take it on the chin. You know, sometimes we do good and we'll take the credit for it. Sometimes when we do bad, listen, we're gonna try and get better. I will tell you right now that make no mistake about this. New York City is the safest large city in this country. Okay? We didn't get this way only because of the NYPD. Okay? We will take a lot of credit for that. This was a partnership that was made between the community and the NYPD. We combined forces in order to make this happen. There's no way anyone is going to allow that to go back to the old days. Okay? But one of the things we also have to remember is that perception sometimes means a lot more than reality. And if you don't feel safe, then you're not going to be safe. Our job is to make you not only be safe, which you are, but to feel safe. Our crime prevention officers, our precinct officers, our NCOs, our precinct commanders, there's so many levels of ways. Invite us into your houses of worship. Let us show you how safe you really, really are.